Well, hello, Jodi.
Hi, Brandy. How are you
Welcome
today?
back. I'm good. You?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. Feel like we've had a good week.
We
Lots,
have.
lots of things happening,
We
uh,
do.
and I'm excited.
I have had 2 cups of coffee already, and I feel this like bing going on in my brain. So I'm
Perfect.
sure we'll have plenty of things to talk about.
I love that. Really, that is what fuels me to do anything. My caffeine addiction. So,
Either that or being struck by lightning.
yeah, yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about today, Jodi?
Well, I thought it would be great to discuss ways that you can connect with your audience as a small business, as a brand, things that you can do to really cultivate a following that will interact with you and meet you wherever you are and go wherever you want to go.
So, let's talk about one of the things that I posted to my Brandy Kemp page for a while, and that was kind of like tutorials.
Yes.
Uh, what to wear when you have your photographs made. Uh, I have kids camps, and I had adult camps to where I showed them how to use their cameras, how to look for light, um, things that they can do on their own to try to become a better photographer themselves. And I think that that's important for a lot of us as business people, if we have something, along that trade, to be able to share that information with others. Because, I mean, it's not like they're going to stop coming to me because they know how to do it, because what I offered was completely different. Like
Right.
if I taught them how to take pictures of their kids or their dog or whatever, it's not the same as a traditional portrait to hang on the wall.
Exactly. And the product you eventually sold from that process was heirloom portraits that were of good quality, edited well, had all of your culmination of years experience. That was the final product for your clients versus the education that they would receive from you. So I would definitely consider it two separate things. And if you share some of your experience with others, you're not giving away all your secrets.
Right.
And
And
mhm,
if someone wants to become a photographer, I never saw a threat in that. I saw it as this is the beginning for them, and there's nothing wrong with healthy competition.
mhm,
I mean, you don't want, of course, you don't want to tell everybody everything, but there's nothing wrong with saying, if I was someone who someone came to for money, and or I taught them how to save their own money, how they would have a little bit of extra change in their pocket. They're still going to come see me if they want a lot more than just a little bit of change.
mhm.
But showing that you're the expert in your field, I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing some information, as long as you don't put your whole tutorial online, that shows them exactly step by step by step. And we all know in our business that it's not shown to us that way. You
Right.
have to learn through experiences and education, and that's actually what you're selling, especially as a marketer. I'm selling everything that I've learned from the last 22 years. What went wrong? What went right? And trying to save someone a little bit of heartache along the way. People are interested. I feel like people are interested in that.
Definitely. I think the mentorships you've provided to people throughout the years has benefited you in building your community. You've been very generous to people with your time and sharing your brain. And I think that's paid off for you. Just like I think people who are more closed off and maybe more secretive about their experience and don't really want to mentor or share with their community, I don't think it it's not as like put what you put out into the world comes back to you is what I feel like. So
I,
I think
yeah,
it
I feel
just
that way
limits
too.
yourself.
Yeah, I have an event coming up, and I've had one in the past where I'm going to photograph headshots for nothing.
Right.
That's work for me to do, of course. It's a lot of work, a lot more, I think, than what people realize. But the connections that I will make while I'm there will hopefully benefit the work. I mean, sometimes you do extra work to get nothing in return.
Right.
And I'll just say this, I've had so many people support me in Milan because of things that I did not expect any return from.
Right.
You've done so much for the community. I want to do this for you. I'm not that kind of person. I never expect anything in return. And I enjoy it, makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm contributing my part to society, especially when I can't fork out $5 or $6,000 for, a charity or whatever. I can give my time, which is extremely valuable to me.
Definitely.
Um, so I
And just
think that's how people should think about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, no, you go ahead. I was just saying, just putting yourself out there, taking the opportunities that you can to like give back to your community, even if you're not getting anything from it. It's good for the soul. It helps you make connections and hopefully gives you goodwill to, others who see you like you're leading by example kind of thing. So, I always encourage people, if you're in a business, try to invest your time in local events and local nonprofits. Be on boards if you can. Do whatever you can to be in the community and make connections that way.
Yeah, yeah. I just recently joined another board that I found out is like they said, like Hotel California, you can check in, but you never check out. That kind of scared me. But it's doing great things for Milan. I never knew it existed. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't know a lot about it because I've been so involved with other things. And the things that they talked about uh, in the meeting, I mean, I'm kind of excited to be a part of. It's going to take some time, but not a whole lot of time. We only meet once a quarter. So, but there's a lot of community effort behind that. And you can't tell me that things like that don't do not give you a warm and fuzzy feeling if nothing
Right.
else, you know?
Totally.
I, I think that's just part of us as humans. We need to do that.
Right. And I don't know if it's just a local thing in Milan or if it's like, but I found once I joined one board, I
You're on
got
all of
invited to join all the boards.
Yes.
So
Yes, but
it
and it's
opens
the same
doors.
people sitting on every one of them. But I mean, it's kind of that way with everything. There's just a handful of people that do a lot of the things that need to be done.
Right.
So,
More, what do they say? More hands make less work or whatever. How do you feel about people sharing personal stories behind the scenes, fails that they've had, the
uh,
trial and error that they went through?
anybody that's talked to me knows how I feel about that. It is extremely important. And I just talked to one of our customers a couple of days ago and asked them if we could come in and video, a few things of the employees, and some of them absolutely freaked out because they do not want to be on camera. I think it's more shyness than actually sharing personal stuff in that situation. But there's a lot of tips and things that we can do for introverted people, if that makes sense, for them to market. You don't have to
Yes.
dance in front of a camera and say, here's what I had for supper, all that stuff. There's other ways to share what's going on behind the scenes or what's going on in your personal life without sharing your entire life. Um,
Right.
one of my clients I just did a podcast with, and hers will be live soon. She is like the best at sharing her life. She is a farmer. She shares everything from breakdowns on the farm to this is what's going right to here's how I feed everybody on the farm. Here's what we're doing now. You know, this happened, that happened, and her community is based around farming. That's her ideal audience. And they all like, yes, I've been there. I know what that's like to have 5 breakdowns in one day or the tractor catch on fire or whatever. So she is like one of the best about sharing personal stories and things that are going on in her life, but she doesn't show herself, at home, tucking the kids in bed, that kind of thing. So she knows her boundaries.
Right.
And I think that's what's important for a lot of people. They think that once you say you have to share your personal life, that you have to take your whole audience on vacation with you or whatever. And that's not exactly what it means.
Only if you wanna be a vacation influencer or whatever, travel influencer.
Right, right. Wouldn't we all love to be?
Oh, maybe one day, Brandy. Maybe one
Maybe one day. But I've always said that the holy trinity of marketing is kids. A lot of people do not want to show their children on their page, which is fine, but you can talk about what the kids did. You
Mhm.
know, my kid painted the whole bathroom wall with my lipstick, or whatever. Uh, pets, pets are really big, and food.
Yeah.
Where you eat for lunch.
Yep.
Post where you eat for lunch and ask people what do they normally order there, or have you been here, or did you try this? This is my favorite dish, or this is my favorite place to go because the staff is so great, or whatever. And make sure you give them a shout out.
Yeah, and also, it's almost lunchtime, so I can feel my stomach growling just from talking about food. Okay,
Oh,
so one thing I think is a way to get your community involved or your audience involved in your business, is ask for opinions. Um,
oh yeah.
and you have to be kind of, have a little bit of a hard skin sometimes to ask opinions, but it really can benefit you in the long run because not only are you getting engagement on your page, you're also getting people to feel like a sense of ownership in the products and feel like they contributed. So it could be something as easy as, like, say you're selling t-shirts. Do you like this color t-shirt or do you like this color t-shirt? The one that you like the best will produce or whatever. Um, just generally giving them like a this or that sort of thing to help curate what your products or
Yes.
services will be.
Some of my biggest posts on my photography page was a color image and then the same image in black and white side by side. Which one do you like better, color or black and white?
Right.
People will love to tell you what they prefer. And it's like, I mean, you've got a new logo you're working on. Do you
Mhm.
like this logo better or do you like that logo better? And you probably know which one you're leaning to,
Right.
but asking for other people's opinions, there is nothing wrong with that at all. They may see something different than you do, completely. And it does give them ownership. That one of the psychological tricks is IKEA furniture. They say IKEA does so good because people actually put the furniture together. So they feel ownership in it. They feel like this is a very important piece to me because I put together that bookshelf. I didn't, have it delivered. So it's
Right.
called the IKEA effect. If you ever want to look it up, it's pretty cool how people think about things that they actually put ownership in
Yes.
and do themselves. So they would actually feel the ownership in your business.
Yes. Yeah. And again, ties into the community when you put your own work and effort into something, you feel more ownership in it. And it's just I think something we all need to do better at is like putting effort into the world, putting effort into our businesses, putting effort into our families so that we feel like, we're making a difference, we have ownership in it, we're doing good in the world. So,
And today, more than anything, we need to do more good and have people have distractions, I guess you would say. They
Yeah.
need something that they need ownership in instead of all the other stuff that's going on right now.
Right.
But
Yep.
I won't get off on that.
Yeah.
So contest giveaways is another great way for engagement to boost
Mhm.
people on your page, your likes, follows, things like that. And I have always said there is absolutely nothing wrong with sharing on your page what's going on your personal page and asking people to like. They want to support you. They don't think about it, you know.
Yeah.
So if I ask people, hey, can you go here and then like this and it will help me out or whatever, people that shows ownership, they want to help you out.
Yes. And I think it's a good way to connect with people who don't even know really much about your brand. Especially like tag a friend who, you want to do this with or go this place or needs a massage or something like that. Um, and they may have not seen your business. So it's a way to get out of your like normal algorithm of audience and pull in more people. Um, and have you noticed any changes in the algorithm on that as far as like contests and giveaways? Just
A lot of people don't follow the rules. I mean, it
Mhm.
helps boost the engagement, but when you ask them to like and follow, to put the contest rules on there, it's extremely long.
Yeah.
So, as an experiment, I did have people go to my website to
Mhm.
register, and the engagement was way down. I don't know if it was because people thought there was a link outside of Facebook they were going to have to go to, and it was a trick. Of course, most people that are on there know me anyway, know that I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I did notice that there was a lot less people that entered that way. So, and the thing is about giveaways, you don't have to give away something crazy. You can give away $10 Starbucks card or Green Frog card or whatever. It doesn't have to be here's a $10,000 package to give away.
Mhm. Just a little something here or there. My
Yeah.
sister did, and I've seen other people do this, 12 Days of Christmas giveaway where she would give away for the larger number, she would give away smaller gifts to more people. And then as the tiers went up, like smaller numbers, less people but bigger gifts. And then finally the biggest gift, the partridge in the pear tree, was like the big daddy. So you could end every day she drew names, and that was like her Christmas gift to her audience, basically.
And I don't know if people realize it is a lot of work to put on a contest. It is to keep everybody happy and
Right.
to go by the compliance rules of Meta and
Yes.
to remember to do the drawing at 5 and to be fair and it's a lot to it. And I mean, a lot of the times it helps out if everyone follows the rules, but a lot of people are in such a hurry, they don't always read. But the people who really care, I think, are the ones who are registering and
Mhm.
hopefully be a customer in the long run. And it's good. It's all done in good faith.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good thing to do. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy, like I said before.
And you got to find out what works for you and your audience, and your algorithm. It's some of it is just trial and error to see what works best. So,
Yeah.
story of my life.
What else we got? What's going on
um,
with Kemp Marketing?
I heard you rumor mill says that you have a couple of new people joining the team.
I do. My husband, Corey, is retiring at the end of this month and coming to work for me. And we have hired a sales representative. So
Woo.
we are arming him with information so he can start getting out and letting more people know about Kemp Marketing and what we offer and how we can help them. And he is a lot younger than me, so he has a lot more energy and he knows more people in the area that I would like to get into. So that helps also. Um, I I know a lot of people in Gibson County, so that helps in that area. But as far as Madison County, I'm not too familiar with. And he has a lot of connections in another state, so it may be that we can eventually head down that way. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I have
So exciting.
yes, I'm really excited about both of them coming on board. Although I'm sure there will be some bumps along the way, but I mean that's just part of business.
Mm-hmm. Any fun things you have up your sleeve for this year next?
We are working on an event for my birthday next year. We are still ironing out all the details from that. I got the contract back from the attorney, and everyone's looking over it now. All of the sponsors and uh, the gentleman who's going to help me create the event for Milan. It's going to be something different, and I'm really excited about that because I there's a community of people I feel like that are grossly overlooked. That Madison County is getting really good about it, but the art community, the kids that need an outlet other than sports. I mean, I've got one kid that was every sport there was, and I've got one that cares absolutely nothing about it. And I feel like that non-sports community needs an outlet, and I'm hoping that we have a lot of teenagers take advantage of it because I would really like to get the kids involved and let them know that there's more than just that there's nothing wrong with playing sports. It's just that some are built for it and some are not. And I'm one of the knots also. They put me
Hey,
way back in the field for church softball. I'll put it that way. And I was
definitely
out there
one of
praying, please don't come to me. Please don't come to me.
right. Yeah, I played pickup softball as like an adult. Um, Worst person on the team, by far. Even got ran over by another player whenever I think it was a joke that they put me on first base. That
Yeah.
I got ran into, so and fell on the ground. So that's about my experience with sports. So I get it. I've definitely has been growing up, that was one of my biggest gripes that I didn't even have art class until I was in high school. We had to take private lessons to even get any exposure in the education system. Now, Mylan has done a really great job of like introducing arts, like the art. Allison Archie has summer
Yeah.
camps for
Yeah.
kids, and she does great. So,
And Laura's opened a art studio up in Humboldt, which is really good.
right,
So
yeah,
there, I mean, there's it's trying to get there, but I would love to be able to be a part of helping get another outlet out there for the teenagers in the community. And there's adults in the community, that are striving for more.
right. Oh yeah,
Everyone needs to feel accepted. Everyone. I don't care what you do, everyone needs to feel accepted. And I think that I hope this will be a big help.
I think so. I think it's exciting, and I hope everybody saves the date for your birthday to come out and
And
keep
even
an
if
eye
you're
out
not
on it.
a part of
Yeah,
that community, that you come out and support it also.
yeah, totally. So everybody just keep an eye on social media. There'll be plenty of announcements and um, great information coming out soon. And we are so excited because this might be the first time this has ever happened in Milan.
And I love guerrilla marketing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well,
Yay.
all right, Jody. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Uh,
Yeah.
I
Uh,
appreciate everything you do for Kemp Marketing. Somebody asked me, they said, what does Jody do? I said, everything that I do, basically. And we have already discussed at home that if the Lord thinks it's my time to go, that Corey is going to have to lean on you pretty hard. And I have a book that I bought called Where the Bodies Are Buried, so I can fill it out with all of the information that has to do with the business and personal life and things like that, so he knows where the accounts are, or all
Oh
the good
my
stuff.
gosh. Well, like I told you before, if you do pass away, I need you to haunt me so that we can keep this going. Just don't be weird about it. Just haunt me like in funny ways. Don't
Okay.
jump out at me when it's dark in my house, because that would scare me.
No, no, you probably hear me giggling before I did that
Might
in
have
my
to pull out
ghost form.
I might have to pull out the holy water at that point. Okay.
Well, thank you, Jodi. I
Yes.
appreciate you, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. I hope everybody else gets something out of this, and comment when you hear this at what was your favorite part of the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It'll all be in the show notes.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Bye.